Okay, I think I hit the record button. Good. I did that a little while ago. So yeah, I was just going to say I just am not going to weaponize my sexual abuse. I know people tried making me like that, and I'm not. And there's different ends of the spectrum and everything. Like that Zionist shit. It's like really like too young and everything. I'm like, okay, maybe you're almost adults and everything. All right, if they want to fuck around, like that one scene when I say ice white shit, I'm not talking about like the orgy culty thing, But yeah, sure, fine. If they want to partake in that, fine. I think they could consent. All right, that's their business. That's none of ours. That's their family's thing. And maybe the world would be better off if we kind of started doing that. And I'm talking about like the demonic teenager. The fucking almost adult that was like playing with a couple adults. It's like what the fuck ever. It's everywhere and everything, and it's like, dude, you guys got like a billion problems, and that really ain't one of them. Like as long as it's consenting. If someone being like roofie raped or some shit, then it's all consenting. Then I kind of just don't give a fuck. All right, there's other things to worry about. You have a billion and one problems here on this planet, and you don't need to make up more. All right, and they found a very effective way because it's like all these families doing this incest shit, incense. And then they're like, we got other people to do it, and then we lock them up, and we don't fucking. It's like, and then Jimmy Dore had a really good example of a good Cersei and Jamie Lannister, and he fucking took a shit on it, and there was this fucking fucked up doctor that was using his sperm instead of the woman's chosen donor sperm. So this doctor was like having all these babies and shit. And then there was a brother and sister couple didn't know they were brother and sister biologically, but they fell in love, and that was okay. Like that was their business. They only separated because of this fucking social shaming, Albastar bullshit, that goes on around here. You're all very programmed for sexual activity. Sorry, it could be twisted and perverted and weaponized. That people do that, and I turned out really well. Like you could imagine, like someone not on a high-ranking divine mission, how fucking well they'll do. Like a non-trained soul and shit, right? Like yeah, right. So I think there's just different ends. There's your weird shenanigans that you could consent to, and it solves the trans thing too, for the most part. All right, there's going to be the demons that are like, well, how about 14? How about 13? How about 12? How about 11? How about 10? And they're just like, as low as you could go. You're always going to have those, and sure, give them a place to do that. They do that in fucking Israel's hell anyway. Fucking put it on the Rothschild Island. They can have all their little fake fucking tech shit, make a fucking beach and everything nice and warm. Yeah, with their stupid tech, bro bullshit. Or the mid part of Florida. There are benefits to that. The mid part of Florida. Only if the aliens aren't okay with it. So like, there won't be any hurricanes all of a sudden. Hitting Florida and the East Coast there, and you get free education and healthcare. Right? So there's like benefits to this. I don't know about putting a bunch of colonizers that betray everybody, fucking in the middle of the Middle East there. Sounds really stupid. Sounds like they're trying to force it. Forcing things never fucking works out good. I know this with dildo experience. But yeah, I'm not going to fucking weaponize my sexual abuse either, you fucking assholes. Yeah, it's something you do the right thing and everything, and good for you, good for you, and get it right. A lot of people get it wrong. You want me to fucking abuse other people, but it's part of their game because it's like sex traffickers are involved. So I'm like, okay, you ease up a little bit on this, and definitely no raping and roofing the kids. They could be willing participants. Look, all you families that are not into it, you go not do it, and all the families that are into it, they'll be fucking doing it, and that's just that. and then you could like focus on other problems. I'm trying to get you past this first level boss here. Because they don't just blackmail with money. I've seen these motherfuckers that like blackmail with money. It's like, dude, I've been like fucking roofie molested by children since I was a child into my adulthood. And not only that, but sometime in my 20s and shit, when they have me like really yes man and just fucking destroyed and autopiloted and all this shit, then they're like fucking. I woke up a couple times and I noticed there was like a substance on my penis, and twice. I just woke up and I was like, man, that's strange. Like I didn't do anything the night before. Like what the hell was that? And you know what that probably was? That was probably me getting roofied, all right, and having them have their like underagers like lay on me and shit, right? And then taking pictures. And I'm probably all like, like all passed out and shit, but they get their AI to be like, look, this is Chris awake, all right? We did a really good job with this AI bullshit. So that's how they fucking blackmail people. And no, I don't consider any of this shit like blackmail, actually. It's just an illusion. So, and just like similarly, when they have all that social media control bullshit, all right, they're gonna give the illusion that they are the arbiters of free speech now. It's like no, fuck you. You guys take that back just so simply if you just stop using the platforms for like a month, and they'll like be all starved. They're like, no, like we need you guys. Come on, like seriously, like they need us more than we need them, and we could remind them of this from time to time if you could kind of have the jiu-jitsu mindset that the evil has, but the light side, you know and do stuff like that. And swearing is fine. Candace, swear. Like, okay, don't you don't need to make your podcast a fucking but like when dude, like when someone is feeding you so much bullshit, propaganda or Hasbra, and you're just going to let that shit echo into the universe, and you're not going to fucking bark back at that. That's wrong, and that's why the demons teach that shit. They're like, oh yeah, get rid of church bells and everything, because they're like susceptible to like lines of salt and church bells, the demons, right? So maybe you guys should start taking lessons from someone that speaks for Satan, like yeah, and yeah, so I am not going to weaponize my sexual abuse though. People really try doing that, like and it's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not going to just like be that my whole life. Okay, it happened. I guess the last happened in Colorado Springs. Denver's been particularly nice with me, so I do appreciate that. I'm grateful. And yeah, things have been nicer. It's weird phases of this targeted individual. Sometimes they spank me. It's weird. It's a weird relationship, but also like they kind of like torture us like Deadpool, right? So then we have our awakening or unlock our shit. So anyway, it's oh yeah, like I don't even remember. I was saying I was one of those adrenochrome kids, right? That would like drink my blood and shit. And all right, fine, I don't even remember it. But what I could say now is, for each time you guys did that shit, I don't care who it is. You owe me like $13,666.31, bitch. Like right. Yeah. Each one. So I don't know. Did you do it twice? Did you do it 20 times? I don't know. You should like cough up and pay me. Otherwise, thanks for robbing me again. I hope the karma comes back on you. I know it will. Because now I'm charging. It's like, man, at least if you're going to take blackmail photos of me, I should be charging $13.666 million, right? Or 16 or 616, right? 616, right? I just smoked a ton of weed. Anyway, I'm high as fuck. And I'm going to try checking that for November. But just kind of up to Halloween, I'm going to be a little bit naughty, but not too naughty. Yeah, and I see the eyes wide shut shit there, here and there, and congratulations, I guess, right? I'm really hard to have sex with, actually. It's amazing. Well, because like in my early adulthood, I was like at the most raging hormones, right? So they were able to get their women to try to steer me, early on. But then, I just I'm really kind of like asexual, and sex with me is kind of hard. But I only learned why it was hard because being sexually abused and everything, and then you having bad feeling orgasms, but you're like told that it's normal. Like I don't even know what normal is. Like I lived such a weird life and shit. Like, and people are like, "Why did you just get back to normal?" And it's like, man, I wish I knew what that was. I kind of hit the brakes on everything. I think when I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. I had um, hang on a second. Let me get my train of thought back. Well, shit, I forget. Like, anyway, I was going to make a point, but I like make 50,000 points in these like little things. I just didn't want my sexual abuse to be. Oh yeah, I hit the brake on everything. Right there we go. I hit the brake on everything because I realize I'm like playing into, maybe they're making me think I'm Satan, and I'm playing into that, right? And I'm playing into all this prophecy shit, and then I just like hit the brakes on everything. I'm like, fuck it, because I'm really trying to fuck their script. Like fuck their script. They got this shit on a script. Well, let's fuck that up. And sometimes you got to swear Candace Owens to fuck their script. Like, could you at least, make that popular? Ian Carroll or someone, uh, the Valhalla guy, shit, I forget his name. That was funny. He like puts like the Israeli flag and everything, and like, just like waves the Star of David around, and it like passes all the fucking the fucking checks that they do, yeah, that they have on automation. So yeah, that's really really fucking funny and really fucking telling. And fuck their shit, and fuck their, betraying everybody so we could be the winners in a game that they made up, right? Like, so I think some aliens are putting them up to it, though. They're like, no, seriously, like, you're the chosen because you're like the most susceptible to our fucking demonic bullshit. So that's why they're the chosen, of the demons that are, sitting at this throne, this bullshit throne in the Bible and shit. So that shit has been edited. And not even Satan is at the top. All right, I'm very certain, but it's like he's a manager, okay, like, and he's managing like a certain area, and that's okay. All right, like the universe is a really big place. All right, just everyone relax. It could just be alien too, and the humans, could not want to accept that there is no God. So then this is just an advanced, alien using, the cosmic web and ESP skills to communicate through certain ones that can, download and transmit, you know. So yeah, it's strange. It's much stranger than Stranger Things. Let me tell you. And they do weird shit like in Stranger Things, experiments gone wrong or experiments gone right, right? Right? And then they disappear people, and well, you're trespassing. You shouldn't be here as a secret, or this is our territory. We have treaties with you humans, and shit like that. Um, or an experiment gone right, and it's like, yeah, see, it like ate the human. Look at that fucking Dragorn, fucking get him, and it's, and then they're like, it's the bears. It's the bears, guys. Like, look at the bears. Like, you gotta really fucking, watch it with the bears, even though they're like all cute and peaceful whenever the fuck you pretty much see them. Like, only in like some movie or some bullshit. Yeah, I'm not saying a bear can't attack a human, but like, you know, they're scavenged. They're fine without humans. They're eating and everything. They're very likely going to be fucking fed when you come across a bear. So what is it going to do? Like, charge you and shit on a full belly, right? It's more likely, some alien shenanigans or experiment shenanigans that, is why Bob didn't come back, or some territorial, things. It's like you guys share this planet with other creatures. All right, it's not just you humans. All right, and we just need to adjust perspectives a little slightly. But we're getting it mostly right. I'm not taking it personal, Candace, that you're like, it's Satan and the devil when you actually mean the demons. I know what you mean. I know what you mean, so good. Good. And, it might have been in the video that cut out, but hell could just be, within a billionth of a second, because time works differently in other dimensions. So we could probably get an eternity's worth and just, before the fucking lizard people scoop the soul and put them back down here like they supposedly do, and, this is a training ground of sorts. But yeah, they, also like assholes would be like, this is a prison, that would be, what assholes do. Um, you know, it's not all bad down here, but it's not all good either. Um, anyway, so yeah, I'm not going to weaponize my sexual abuse. I just kind of put the brakes on everything. Um, I need to work on getting this book done, so I could just have a little extra income and get some land somewhere. I want to be a candidate for steward of America to help with the corruption and the treason trials and get that shit going. Take a dump on some of this stuff. Fuck their fucking scripts. The fucking show sucks. Boo. And when you guys pay more attention to it, then you're manifesting for them. So I'm really trying to unplug myself, and maybe that will help manifest throughout the world. You know, yeah, and that's why I got to take better care of myself too, and do different things, and start learning better habits. And I know it's like 8 months into, like, yeah, we said that 8 months ago on Twitter. We yelled at you, Chris. Okay, I'm a little slow going sometimes. All right, especially when I don't have butt kicker in chief, like a proper one, not some annoying Zionist infiltrator. I will sniff you out every single time.